Oh yeah, that thing is dirty, man. What's up, guys? It's your boy KATANA, back at you. I met a guy on a Facebook group. Never met him before. Never, not one time. He rode all the way from, what part of Texas?
Victoria.
Victoria, Texas. He's going to Blairsville, Georgia, which is how many miles?
Another hour, 45 minutes or 2 hours.
No, how many miles
total?
Total.
1,024 is what the GPS or the Google Maps said, but I ended up taking a little bit of extra in Mississippi. Making
he got a detour. But yes, he rode on a Suzuki 2006.
Yeah, 06 750.
06 750 Katana. So his name is Chris. So Chris, come here and tell everybody.
Hello everybody, I'm Chris, Christoph13T on all the forums. Be awesome if you do the YouTube thing. I'm also a beekeeper, so if you want to see some bee videos.
And machinist.
And welder,
and guitar
mechanic,
player.
and everything. One of them jack of all trades kind of people. But anyway, I'm taking this trip because a business opportunity presented itself. Working on trucks, 7.3 power stroke specifically. In Blairsville, Georgia, of all places. So this is my first stint to go check that out. I'm going to spend, I don't know, probably about 3 weeks there, getting my buddy caught up, because he's got, I don't know, 10 trucks at this point stacked up for me, and kind of just testing the waters and seeing if this is going to be next home. We're looking at it's time to get out of Texas for a while. It's just become boring. I'm tired of the flat and the heat.
It gets hot here in Georgia.
Well, not Texas hot.
See, that's a dry heat. That's different. This is humidity heat.
No, this is true.
Yeah,
this is true.
When you walk outside, you're like pouring sweat. You out in Texas, you just hot and it's just dry. So
like you're in an oven.
Yeah, exactly. There's a difference. So tell everybody, if they were going to make a long trip, because this trip is going to take you how many hours?
Oh man, I've been riding over 24 hours. It can not at one time, but spread apart the last 3 days. 24 hours on the bike so far. Tips.
Yes, tips.
Oh, stop if you're tired. Stop if you're tired. Don't push. It's not worth dying to get where you're going. Just get there safe. Plan out your trips. Don't fly by the seat of your pants and get lost in Mississippi. Get through Louisiana as fast as you can.
Why?
It's horrible. It's just horrible driving through Louisiana. The bugs were a nightmare, dude.
Now, did you drive during the day or nighttime?
It was split in between.
Okay.
But oh man, the roads were horrible. Just the actual roads themselves, the surfaces were horrible. Divots where the four-wheeler tires roll get you like, oh, it was horrible.
Oh yeah, I forgot divots.
Mississippi wasn't too bad. It was real pretty. Lots of greenery to look at. The roads weren't in that bad a condition as what I expected them to be. It was actually pretty nice.
Any construction or any construction?
Yeah, there was construction on 59 and then on I-20. If you get on I-20 coming in towards Atlanta. That was farther back though, like between Birmingham and here. I hit a couple of spots of kind of stop and go construction traffic. Other than that, it's been pretty smooth sailing.
So how did you plan for a trip? Did you, like, clothes-wise and things like that?
I knew I'm going to be working and getting greasy, so I packed up clothes that I could work in, and I'm going to be gone for about 3 weeks, so I had to make sure I had plenty of room. So you're saying you got 3 weeks worth of clothes in here? 3 weeks worth of clothes in there.
Okay.
My second pair of boots. The biggest thing was underwear and socks, obviously. And I got my sleeping bag.
Did it rain on you?
I got about 2 minutes of sprinkles as I was going on the other side of Birmingham. So it was a cell that I just missed.
You're lucky.
And my gal was telling me, hey, I'm watching the storm cell you're about to pass through. And I was watching it, and I saw it go by as I was passing through, and I caught the very tail end of it, and I caught a couple of sprinkles. And it worked out. It was just enough to soften off the bugs on my face shields. All I had to do was wipe them off. It was perfect. And it was long enough after it had rained. The road was still wet, but it had washed off all the grime and stuff, so it wasn't all slippery. It was nice.
What So how is actually the ride as far as like the people riding in that long distance? Like, was it a rough ride? Was there like people trying to run you over?
Not really. It's been pretty good. The last time I took a real long bike trip, it was over a decade ago, and we talked about this a little bit. I bought that XJ 1100 on eBay, and then flew to Portland and picked
From
it
Texas.
up. Yeah, from Texas, and then rode it home and just hugged
with your woman on the back.
with my wife on the back.
Guys, whatever
Yeah.
you do, don't ever in your life fly somewhere that far and then ride a bike that you've never rode,
Never seen before.
and then on top of that, bring your woman.
Yeah,
That's a what, recipe for disaster.
That was an adventure, I'll tell you that. I would never do it again. I'm glad I did it, just so I can have the experience of doing it, but I would never do it again, knowing what I know now.
Oh my gosh, having that on your back all day? Nah, I couldn't do it. Sure.
That was...
I had my wife on for one weekend at a bike week. I said after that, nah, you getting your own bike. You getting your own bike. So yeah, bad idea. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
So when you did all that, for question, what did you do to your bike?
To prep it?
Prep it for this long trip. Because we know you didn't do the chain.
Well,
we
actually I did. I checked and tightened.
That chain was nasty.
Yeah, it was nasty. I didn't clean it, but I just made sure I had the right amount of tension on it.
Right.
It was fairly new. I mean, the chain only had...
It looks good now that we cleaned it, yeah.
I mean, it's got maybe 3,000 miles on it total. And it was on there when we got the bike. So, but oil change, make sure it's got good gas in it. You know,
tires were good.
Tires were good. They were good. I'm gonna have to replace them.
Yeah. I mean, it's
but this is the front on this one. It's not matched to the rear. I have a Pirelli Diablo up front.
Okay.
And in back, it's one of these Shinko something or other. I don't think it's a Podium. I think it's Advance, Shinko Advance.
Okay.
Not good for long trips. It's not holding up well, but
hey, I have a Shinko on my bike, so I'll tell you that.
It's a good tire for what it's designed for.
You need more of those, like I don't know.
More of a touring tire.
Yeah, like a battle axe, something like that.
This, yeah.
Right.
But it's like duct tape. You know, it's new and everything. It grips great, but obviously, I mean, it's only got about 3,000 miles on it, and I'm almost out of tread in the center.
Yeah.
Obviously, in Texas, we don't have turns, so I'm not wearing on the sidewalls as much.
Oh, trust me, you go to Georgia.
Oh yeah.
The sidewall action, you'll get some sidewall action. I'll tell you that.
I can even them out a little bit before I have to swap them out.
So basically, you chain, tires, oil, make sure you get good gas, all your lights work.
Make sure
you have
test
insurance.
my battery. Oh yeah, insurance all good.
So another question is, how many cops did you see?
Not as many as I expected. The most I did see was in Alabama. All the state troopers. There was lots of them just sitting there. So be careful going through Alabama. They didn't really pay me no attention. I probably should have been going a little slower than I was. I'll just leave it at that. But
we're not going to tell you how fast he was going.
But yeah, I didn't get bothered. There were 2 instances where cagers tried to take me out.
Why?
Just they didn't see me or weren't paying attention. This one lady was in a little car and she was behind a semi truck and wanted to get around them just as I was coming up past her, and she just pulled right over, like right into me, no blinker or nothing. And then last second she sees me and freaks out, and then she throws her blinker on to get back over and out of my lane. Oh,
so you had to dart over.
Yeah.
So just in case you did come over.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It worked out okay. I mean, I had plenty enough clearance that she wasn't actually going to hit me, but it was a little spooky.
So were you
the other
scared?
Instance,
All right.
Oh no.
Okay.
I mean, dude, it's just at this point I've been riding so long. I mean, it takes a lot to get my nerves rattled. At this point, like when stuff like that happens, my body just knows what to do, how to evade, escape.
Or your ass was so numb because you've been sitting for like 2 hours on a motorcycle. Yeah, you're not quite as like jumpy because you're like, oh man, my ass hurts.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you just like sitting there.
Let's see, where else? In Alabama, where they're doing all that logging stuff.
Right.
There was a logging truck that had an empty trailer and this thing was like, it just had a big pole
Right.
going through the center of it, and then there were these cages that come out
Right,
that
that
hold the logs.
Right.
And this dude, same thing as the car was trying to do. There was a truck he was trying to pass. I was coming up right about the middle of his trailer, and he just whips it over, no blinker or nothing, and I had to rev bomb him to get his attention. And then, I mean, he snapped to and was like, "Oh crap!" Threw his blinker on and got back over. But that was a little bit spooky.
You should do one of you should do one of those maneuvers and slide underneath it. You know what I'm saying? Do one of those Mission Impossible Tom Cruise moves, just slide underneath it. And shoot. So, let me ask this: are you scared doing the long rides?
No.
Well, I mean, because not only cars, but what about like bike issues? Because on a motorcycle, you can't just say, "Oh man, my bike broke down." My bike broke down. I'll walk to the store. Or walk down the street, because most likely if you walk down the street to the store, whatever, your bike will be gone. Right? It's not like a car. I mean, was there ever any like? Were you scared any time or anything? Or?
I was a little bit nervous, just because the bike is so new to us. It's got so low miles on it for being an 06. You never know.
How long did you have the bike before you did this trip?
We only had this bike about 2.5 or 3 months.
Really? 2.5, 3 months? Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So I've had just that long to get to know it, and it's been solid so far. Not a single issue.
So you didn't.
So far,
you didn't like with me when I do long distance rides. Before I do that, I ride my bike a lot. Like,
right.
I go to I ride it all the time, get my butt used to it and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do that before you did that?
This is my primary mode of transportation. If I'm not having to haul tools, equipment, materials, or dragging trucks or whatever, we just take the bike, because my truck is just too expensive to feed. It's not economical to use as a daily driver. So if I need to go grocery shopping or anything, I'll go on the bike and just load up a bag and get a little bit at a time or whatever. Just any little bit to save money helps. So there you go. It costs nothing to feed these things gasoline.
So from Texas to here, estimate how much. Who leaves their wife for 3 weeks? I can't leave my wife even 3 hours, let alone 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? The only time I wouldn't have my wife for 3 weeks is if one of us went to jail. That's the only reason why we'd be apart. So either.
And it's tough. It is tough.
He might have killed his wife. He might be on the run. You know what? I might have a fugitive here, man. Man, I'm about to go ahead and call and say, "Hey, y'all look out for anybody who's running." He took a motorcycle. Because who would take a motorcycle from Texas to Blairsville unless they're running from something? And they look, instead of riding a car, they're much faster on a motorcycle. You sure not fugitive? You sure you didn't kill nobody?
I hope not. I know I didn't kill nobody, at least not consciously. So.
Okay. I'll let you be. I'll find out later.
Yeah, my gal, she's holding down the home front. She couldn't come with because we got the 4 dogs and we can't necessarily just kennel them up. That's just too expensive, man.
I also don't think you want to backpack another woman on the bike that long. You've already learned your lesson once. I would never do that again. No, unless you have
this bike.
Unless you have my Gold Wing, then you can actually do that. Yeah, then you can actually do that. But that guy,
no way.
Yeah, guys. But so I have a pig, and my wife's.
It's not being slaughtered. It's just perfectly fine. It's just.
My pig hates getting picked up. Yeah, it sounds like I got a pig farm here and I'm killing pigs, but anyway, so we said all that. So let me ask you this: would you highly recommend people to take long rides like that? Do you find yourself,
at least
because a lot of people find themselves, you know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people ride, and all they ride is here to Atlanta. That's it. Right. I'd be like, "Hey, let's go do it." Nah, man, that's too far. Oh man. But also in the same sense, it depends on what type of bike you have.
Right.
A lot of these guys I know have sport bikes like Gixxers and all that, and
those
are made for point A to point B as fast as you can in the shortest amount of distance. Bikes like this one, like the KATANA or Cruisers, those
little
bikes are
more
made for touring
touring-oriented, right.
and long distance riding and stuff. So you did get a good bike.
Oh yeah.
To do that.
I definitely chose the right one from the stables.
Now, did you choose this bike particular for this trip?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So it wasn't like you were like, you just had it, but you kind of already knew you were going to take that trip, so you knew what kind of bike you were going to get?
Well, we got the bike before the trip came up. So
Okay.
it wasn't like I got the bike or bought the bike for this trip.
Okay.
It was just the bike out of my stables that I picked for the trip because it's the best. It's the most capable for a long ride.
And it's the only one that's working.
Well, no, the Savage runs good, but that would kill you. It would literally kill your back.
What size is the Savage?
It's stock. It was a 650, but it's been punched out to 95 millimeters, which brought it up to exactly 666 cc's.
But you didn't want to drive that?
No way. That thing, like I said, that's a in-town, go to the store or go do a little errand and go back to the house kind of bike. You do not want to get on the highway with it. I keep killing it. I can't behave myself. If I'm on it, I gotta go fast.
See, if you rode the Savage, you'd be here a lot faster.
No, I'd have been broke down by now. Anytime I go over 80 miles an hour on that bike, it eats a piston. So there's no way I could have done a long highway trip.
You can just do 60.
60. I can't.
So what's the fastest you've gone on this bike?
The fastest, period, or just this trip?
On this trip.
On this trip, in Mexico, I got it.
It's always in Mexico.
Always in Mexico.
Whenever you speed or you do something illegal, you're in Mexico. Remember that, Mexico.
So I was in Mexico, kind of in the country, but I found a really nice straight road, and it was flat. I didn't have any down grade or upgrade.
So you can see.
I could see, and it was clear. There was nobody else on the road. I didn't have nobody behind me, no lights in front of me, nothing. And I got on it, and I got her up to 140.
Okay.
But that was on this trip. But
so
again, all loaded down with all of my stuff on there. But the fastest I've had this bike up, period, so far is
in Mexico.
157 miles per hour indicated. And that's not checked with GPS, that's just indicated. And I know it reads a little bit fast, so take that as you will. All you Katana guys that are going to jump down my throat, that was indicated 157 miles per hour.
Well, you're also in a 750.
Right.
You know, I hear people. I have a 600 and I went 180. You're like,
and
okay.
like,
Well, yeah, great. You went 180. Yeah, you went 180 because everybody lies. You know, people lie on their bikes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that's good. Well, I am glad that you made it. I'm glad that you're safe. I'm glad that you gave everybody on my channel and whatever some ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
You're gonna take a long trip.
And again, I want to tell you, I can't thank you enough for opening up your home to me. Perfect strangers. And we never met each other before in our lives before. Last night at about 2 o'clock in the morning. And dude's like, "Hey, here's my address. Just show up."
You know, the funny thing is, here's the funny thing. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth because I don't lie on my channel. I offered it to you, but I never told my wife.
All right.
I didn't tell my wife, right? So I'm sitting there like, because you offer people stuff, but you don't really think they're gonna
them to take
yeah,
you up on it.
you be like, I've done it all the time. Like, hey man, I can give you a ride. Oh, just let me know, But I really thinking, please don't actually take what I'm going to offer, because I'm thinking to myself, I want to look good in front of everybody. Like, hey, that guy cares. And then, people be like, because on the group, everybody's like, hey, prayers out for you, this and that. Be safe, but which is great. The thing is this: if someone lived in Ohio and they said that's fine, but if you live on a route that he is going, and you say, hey, blah blah blah, prayers and all that, and not offer maybe, hey, a place to stay, then you're about crap, unless because the thing is this. Yes,
I gotta say, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I gotta say, I posted this trip on 3 different groups: on my YZF group, the Katana group, and my Power Stroke group. And there's probably 20,000 guys all together spread across those groups. This man is the only one that offered up a place for me to stay out of 20,000 plus some odd people. Jermaine stepped up and said, "Hey, dude, I got a place for you to crash." So,
well, because the thing is with me is I'm a rider. I look at things like if it was me, and I'm tired and I can be able to have a place to stay, I'm gonna do that. Even though you're a total stranger, you could have killed me in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying?
Or from my end, not knowing it could have been exactly the vice versa, and
that is true.
All right, these guys are gonna kill me and then take my bike and
trust
sell
me,
it.
I would not kill somebody over katana. Now at age 2, that might be tempting, but not a katana. I'd be dumb as hell. Your Honor, I killed him for a katana. Oh man, life not for all. What the hell were you thinking? Something's wrong with you. That's like going to Payless and stealing shoes. It ain't really worth it, you know. But you know, the thing is like this, man. I know how it is. I know how it feels. And the funny thing is, I didn't tell my wife until like after you said, "Yeah, I'm gonna come over." So I'm sitting there next to my wife, and I'm sitting thinking to myself, "Okay, how can I tell her that this complete stranger that I don't know, that she don't know, to come over our house and stay?" So I was like, "Baby, do you mind if a guy, he's been riding from Texas here to come over and stay?" She's like, "Oh, sure." I said, "Okay." And she's like, "Well, when is he coming over? You know, tomorrow?" I said, "No, he's on his way now."
Oh, man.
In my head, I just was waiting for this extreme blow up, you know, or be like, "Hey, man, you can come over, but you got to sleep in my car, but don't tell nobody." But see, the thing is, my wife was fine with it because my wife was the same person that when Florence and Irma and now Michael,
right.
she's, you know, we have opened our home to people in a storm and stuff like that. So she can't say crap because if she opens our home to people that's being in the storm, I can open my home to a fellow motorcycle rider that's rode, you know, hours and hours and hours. So she really couldn't say nothing. So, you know, so I had that all as my, I was ready to use that as retaliation and say, no, you can't do that. But no, she was totally fine with it, you know. And like I said, I mean, you stay in my house. I just wanted you to be safe, man.
It was comfortable as heck, dude. King size bed with a huge TV right there at the foot of it, and I was in hog heaven.
Well, and the thing is, last night I heard you, and because I heard you, and then like I came out here and I'm like, I just see you go, and I was like, I said, let me run out here real quick. So I was running out here because I was like, I don't want him to go to the wrong house.
Yeah.
And then you went and turned around. And I was like, over here.
I thought this was the house, but I couldn't tell for sure. My glasses were fogging up and my face shield was fogging up real bad. So I was having real difficulty seeing. I had to stop.
Also it's dark. It's also
several
dark.
times.
It's also dark.
Oh yeah, it was dark out here. Like
hardly
any
dark.
lights or nothing.
It's dark.
It was dark.
It was dark. Yeah, meeting a guy I never knew in the dark around like 11 o'clock at night. I wouldn't suggest people do that often.
Oh, it was later than that, wasn't it? It was like 2 in the morning.
Well,
yeah, according to my phone. But I don't know if it had switched to this time.
Yeah, because it's hour. So
it was late.
Yeah, it was late. So I suggest you kids don't try this at home.
Definitely post up if you're on the groups on Facebook or wherever. Post up and let the groups know that you're gonna be going through. You know what route you're going, your start point, your end point, just in case somebody, you know, is as good natured as Jermaine, can step up and say, "Hey, dude, if you need a place to crash."
Yeah, and if you'd have broke down, I would have came out there and got you. I'd have put the truck and trailer in. I've done that before too, so I've gotten people at 3 o'clock in the morning. So
and update people whenever you stop. You know, we let somebody know. All right, I stopped here to get fuel. That way, in case somebody don't hear from you. Something happens. But if something happens, they at least have some kind of a
cat fight,
a general range.
Hold on, cat fight. Cat fight. Damn it! I want to get a cat fight. No, anyway, sorry about it. But I'm gonna go, guys. I know we're talking a lot. I had to edit a bunch of this crap. So Chris, I'm glad that you made it, man.
Absolutely,
and we were gonna get his bike up and going and clean some more stuff up and hang out. So, guys, I'm out of here. Katana out.